Hey everybody, I'm not great, and it's gonna be another one of those videos. Um, Whenever something big and important happens, I try to make a video to talk about it. I tried to make a video when the Uvalde shooting happened. Made a video when Alex Jones got ordered to pay almost $1 billion or $1 billion. I think it's more than $1 billion now. I don't care. Um, and now I get to make another one because we are we're in another one of those types of situations. Um, so let's talk then about what happened in Allen yesterday. So Allen, Texas, is a little suburb northeast of Dallas, and it's actually kind of a. I think nowadays it's kind of a suburb in its own right, but that hasn't always been the case. It used to be kind of a suburb of a suburb, if that makes any sense. It was like right on the edge of rural and suburban. Um, it was a very very small town, but it's grown a lot in recent years. And I know this. Well, we'll get to that here in a second. So what happened yesterday? That'd be Saturday, the 6th of May, in 2023. Um, we don't know. We don't know a whole lot. Um, there's some video that's been released that shows a guy, drive up to an outdoor mall, like a pedestrian mall, like a strip mall, basically. And from what we can tell, guy was wearing like a possibly like a padded vest or some kind of body armor or something. I mean, he was loaded for bear. Um, the White House is saying right now that it was an assault style weapon, like a semi-automatic rifle. That's just the White House saying that. We don't know exactly if that's the case yet or not. Um, what we do know is that he got out of his car and with his weapon, essentially almost immediately started firing on people. Um, there we go. So as of this moment, if I remember the numbers correctly, 8 bystanders are dead. I think 6 or 7 of them died on the scene. I think it was 6 of them died on the scene, and then 2 of them have died in the hospital so far. There are, I want to say, 7 people who are still in the hospital, and 2 or 3 of them are still in critical condition. Um, there may be less than that. There may be 5 people left in the hospital because some of those fatalities they didn't die on the scene; they died in the hospital. Um, and then the others are in stable condition. We've seen age ranges of the victims that are from 5 years old to 65 years old, which kind of indicates that this piece of shit um, pulled up on the strip mall, on the mall that's there, um, and just started firing indiscriminately. We have stories of a very small child who was wounded but who did not die because his mom shielded him or her, I don't even know, shielded them with with her own body to protect them. Um, there was a police officer who was on his way to respond to a different scene who, or a different call of some kind, who stopped by and shot the shooter, killing them. And that's all that we know so far. That's even stuff that we don't know, but that's the current understanding of the situation. Is this guy pulled up, ready to kill people, and then he did, and that's kind of that. That's what this piece of shit did. So where does that leave us? I mean, it's not in a good spot, but where does it leave us? That leaves us in the same situation that we keep finding ourselves in over and over and over again. Where, you know, there's nothing good here. There's absolutely nothing good here. Because we're not doing anything to stop it. We're doing exactly fuck all about this. And I could not begin to tell you why. I don't know why we keep... Well, no, let's back that up a little bit. I know why we keep letting this happen. I know why it keeps happening. And the reason for it is we don't do anything about it. And I say we, I'm not saying, or I'm not trying to imply we as in, like, you know, everybody. But we as a country, as communities, don't do anything about it. Nothing changes. Everything stays the same. And, you know, what are we supposed to do, you know? I can't do anything personally. I have serious doubts that you can do anything personally either, that you're the person listening to this. But we want to do something. Like, there's no sane and decent person out there that doesn't want to do something. That doesn't want to find some way to help, or to address, or to prevent what has been going on. Like, over and over and over again, what's been happening. But what can we do, you know? The people who are in the best position to do something. Like, say, you know, this is not a conservative channel by any stretch of the imagination. And I don't shy away from certain types of politics. Because I think that they're bullshit. I think that they're games that people are playing with people's lives. And this is just another version of those same fucking games. So this is where this gets a little bit different than the other videos that I've done. Because it is different for me. Because the city where this took place is the city where I grew up. Where I spent the majority of my young life before leaving. 7 years I was there. And I grew up a lot there. There are lots of people there that I know and that I care about, and for the most part, I know that they're all safe. There are a couple of people who aren't as online as I am that I need to check in with, and you know, there's a very real part of me that is absolutely afraid to try and check in with them. People that I haven't talked to in longer than I'd like, and people that I've talked to and interacted with more recently online, they're hundreds of miles away from where I am. So it makes staying in touch a little tricky. But this is a place that I know. It's a place where I grew up. And it's a place that I'm familiar with. The place where this happened, as it stands, is relatively new. It's a place that was built after I left, and in the times that I've been able to go back and visit with people, it's some place that I visited. And it adds a new dynamic to things. Sure as hell hits a lot harder. And the other times where this has happened, it haven't exactly hit soft or easy either. Not by any stretch of the imagination. But now I'm kind of in a position where I'm wondering, like, you know, what does this mean to me now that it didn't necessarily mean to me and all the other times that it happened? I know it feels like a chunk of me has been ripped out. It feels like there's something that is missing that is never going to come back. I know this place. And in a manner of speaking, I know these people. A lot can change in the time since I've been there, but a lot of things also stay the same. And you get a feel for a place, especially when you grow up there and you spend, you know, as many years as I've spent there. And it hurts. It hurts an awful, awful lot. Knowing that, you know, people I know have worked in the place where this happened. That I've been to the place where this happened. And maybe I was there over a decade ago, but I still have that geography in common with that space. And it's not a super strong connection, but it's still a connection. And it still hurts. I'm glad the people that I know are safe, and at the same time, I'm furious that the people that I don't know that were there had to be there, had to be subjected to that, had to go through that they were hurt, or they were killed, or they were witness, and they bore witness, they tried to render aid, or they're close enough that they're going to feel the aftershocks of this for who knows how long. It's not something that, hell, even being in the same state as some of these, you feel like a little part of you is ripped apart and torn to pieces. And whenever it gets closer like that, It's just a bigger piece that gets ripped out, and all that you have left are the jagged little edges of what used to be there. But that brings me to another point. And that's getting back to the why. Like, why does this keep happening? So I want to touch on that for a little bit and kind of go over my thoughts on that. It is very hard to feel a... Let's put it this way. It's very hard to feel a paper cut when you've got a bullet-sized hole in your being, in your consciousness. Like, when you feel like somebody has shredded your insides and you are sick to death of just hurting, you don't tend to notice a whole lot of other things that are going on around you. And I think that's kind of a part of why we keep on having to go through all this stuff over and over again. I think the people who administer the paper cuts feel a lot more comfortable administering the paper cuts when they know you're not going to notice them. And so they don't pull the trigger, but they're not going to do a damn thing to make sure that somebody else doesn't. And while you're kind of literally or figuratively bleeding out from the wounds that others have inflicted on you, they can do their little paper cuts. They can tell you things that in your right and whole and healthy mind you would never believe. But while you are bleeding out after assault, after assault, after assault, they seem sane and plausible. People with black hats don't wear the hats anymore. They throw them onto other things and say, look, that thing's got a black hat on. And in a different time, I'd like to think that we as a people knew the difference. That we could tell apart the hat from the person who wears it. And understand, you know, what's going on, what's happening. I think if you get hurt enough, then it stops becoming as clear, you know, who's wearing what and doing what to who. We've got an elected official who offered their thoughts and prayers here in Texas, and somebody called them out and said, you know, what good are your thoughts and prayers? And, you know, damn right, what good are their thoughts and prayers? Their thoughts and prayers are bullshit. This elected official shot back. It's like, well, if thoughts and prayers aren't good enough for you, you're not praying hard enough. I'd say that's the kind of person that I'm talking about. I don't... It would probably make sense if I tried to write these things down before I recorded these videos, but I don't think that's the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is to kind of talk and sort things out and, I don't know, help me understand how I'm feeling about a situation and maybe even start a conversation with other people about how they're feeling about things too. Having this hit so close to home, having to see people that I know online checking in and marking themselves as safe from a mass shooting, that fucks me up. That fucks me up hard. And it is an unwanted and unneeded assault to have to see your friends and people you know and love make the effort to let you know that they're safe from something, from anything that didn't have to happen. Shouldn't have happened. That we should have, by now, taken steps to prevent or mitigate or deal with, and that over and over again, we have refused to do. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I am still working on figuring out how to process this myself. So when I figure it out, I'll make sure I let you know. You'll probably hear more about this in upcoming videos. Right now we're doing Tales of Vesperia. Eventually I need to come back to this game and maybe do a playthrough where, you know, with my new microphone and everything. And just, you know, knowing how to play the game. I don't know. I loaded it up because it didn't feel appropriate to have Tales of Vesperia going with its, you know, happy music and shit in the background, but I needed something. And fiddling around kind of helps me to work on my own feelings about things as well, and kind of like takes my thoughts and helps me mold them into something that maybe isn't, you know, the best for a video essay, but is something that I feel is honest and direct. As much as I can make it anyways. So yeah, that's where we're at. So the same as every other time. Fuck that guy. Hope he rots in hell. And at the same time, as much as I can give it, I have nothing but support and empathy for the people who were hurt and the people who were killed and the people who showed up and responded and helped.
It's you again. All always a pleasure.
That's everyone from the victims to the victims' families to the witnesses who stepped up and did their best to render aid in the moment.
Goodbye.
And to the people in the community. It's a growing town, but it's still a small town. And it's not going to be easy. And then as well to offer a big fuck you to each and every elected official. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit who they are. To each and every elected official who offers their thoughts and fucking prayers. Eat a dick and choke on it, because that's not what we need. That is not at all what we need. We need the people who have the ability to do something to get up off their ass and fucking do something. So, yeah, that's it. That's what I got. I've been rambling for almost half an hour now. And, that's fine. That's fine. I'll see you guys in the other videos. And, now more than anything, I do hope you are staying safe and healthy out there. I can't, with a straight face, try to ask you to have a good one after a video like this. But, yeah, maybe something will happen that's, maybe something different will happen. Maybe this time, we will find a way to make a change. To do something better. Maybe. You know, you gotta hope. You gotta hope. Alright, well, I'm gonna try and do more recording and the things that help keep this channel going. And I'll see you on the other side of everything. I used all of my bones. I used them all. I may as well. I don't know. Yeah. Alright, I'll see you on the internet. Have a good one.